Hello, everyone. Welcome to an academy. Welcome to the next episode of MBA Junction 1.0. So today we have somebody from ISB who will be sharing her experience about because she has just completed her MBA, and it's always so enlightening to talk to the people who have just completed their MBA because they are having a lot of energy and a lot of experience which they will be sharing better than people like us who have completed the MBA 2-3 years back. Okay, so welcome Samriddhi. Welcome to an academy.
Thank you, Rajal. Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. So Samriddhi and me, we are neighbors. Okay, and she is the wife of my best friend. Okay, and
Still, we are maintaining social distancing. We are
we are
having this over
maintaining
Zoom.
social distancing, and that's why I'm just calling her on Zoom. Okay, so welcome Samriddhi. So this is a talk series as I told you regarding the people who want to join a B school this year, and I just started this talk series because there are a lot of doubts, especially this year, in the minds of students that whether they should go for an MBA, especially during COVID. And a lot of
Right.
students, I actually wanted to keep a session with somebody who has just passed out from ISB because a lot of students are very confused about doing a 2 year MBA or a 1 year MBA. And we all know that for a 1 year MBA, ISB is the only good option in India. So I just want to start with that. And maybe I just want to start with your introduction. So if you can just introduce to the guest here.
Sure, sure. So, in 2013, I graduated as a mechanical engineer and joined Mecon Limited as a management trainee. For approximately 6 years, I worked as a design and engineering consultant with major public and private sector firms in steel and oil and gas industries. Last year, I joined ISP for PGP in management, and presently I'm working with an MBA applications and placement consulting firm as one of the core mentors. And I'll be joining KC International. It's the flagship company of the RPG Group in corporate strategy and digital transformation profile in October this year. And
Okay.
I love traveling, EDM, and trekking.
Okay.
That's it.
That all I know. Okay. So anyway, so Samriddhi, so you had a work experience of around 3 or 4 years before you went to ISB.
Right. I
Okay.
had around 6 years.
6 years of experience. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
so that's good. So now, why did you take 6 years to do an MBA? It was a informed call that you wanted to go for an executive MBA, or you were having no plans of doing an MBA before in your career.
No, actually, at the back of my mind, I always know, okay, I had to go for an MBA, and I was planning on going for an MBA after 2 years of work experience.
Okay.
But with final year of my engineering, I got into a PSU, and with the comfortable life that a PSU provides you, it just went on with 1 year, 2 year, 3 years of work ex, and suddenly it was 5 years that have passed and my plans were nowhere. So I realized that work was getting very repetitive and boring, and realized that I've learned all that I could at a public sector. So that was the moment when I had that calling ki it's now or never. And I decided to upskill myself in all that business critical areas of B school. We say financial management, negotiation, strategic planning, and blah blah.
Okay.
So that was the moment when I decided to go for MBA. Now I had the choice of an IIM or an ISP. So the basic reason which drove me towards ISP was that this 1 year program is their flagship program. At IIMs, it doesn't make sense to get into a regular 2 year program after 5 or 6 years of experience, and their executive MBA is not their flagship program. So obviously, they don't gather much attention from college, from management, or from the alumni community as well. So this was the primary reason why I chose ISP. Apart from this, there was opportunity cost. So obviously I had to go for a 1 year program and not for a 2 year program. After having 6 years of experience, doesn't really make sense to go for a 2 years program. Three primary reasons why I chose ISP and why anybody else should choose ISP over, say, any IIM or MGI or IIFT, any other premier B school in India. I'm sorry, I know you're from Indian private
No, no,
school.
it's fine. It's
I'm
fine.
gonna go ahead with this. I'll
No,
advocate
see,
my college, of course.
we all have to accept reality. It's fine.
Yeah, so I would say three primary reasons are: one is the diverse peer group that we get at ISP. You know, you'll have entrepreneurs, army officers, young leaders, seasoned professionals all under one roof, which makes for an extremely engaging classroom experience. You'll have extremely enriching P2P sessions, that is peer to peer sessions that we call it there. And you'll be surprised to know that we have almost 40% of the class as women candidates at ISP. So that the diversity that you get at ISP is not that something you get at other B schools. Then the second would be top notch faculty. Apart from our resident faculty, we have eminent faculty from Kellogg, Wharton, Harvard, MIT. Even we have faculty from NASA visiting ISB every year for taking a few courses.
Okay.
And the third most important reason is the strong alumni community that we have. We are approximately 11,500 plus strong alumni group, and the biggest reason is that just WhatsApp text away. This is generally not prevalent with other B schools alumni community, but here alums are really available just a WhatsApp text away.
Okay.
So these are the reasons why I chose and why anybody else should also choose ISP given a
Okay.
chance.
Okay. That's good to hear. Now, since I've been mentoring students from last 6, 7 years, and we have seen how ISB has grown in the last 6, 7 years. Because when I was,
Mhm,
I started preparing for CAT when I was as a fresher. Okay. So I started preparing for CAT
mhm,
in 2011, 2012 when I completed my engineering. Like in the same time when you would have completed your engineering. Okay, and
yeah.
at that time, I never knew about ISB because it was not for freshers. And every year, the students come in and they have a lot of queries about the selection criteria of ISB. Okay, and
Mhm,
believe me, not many people know about it, and that's why people go for a CAT or for a 2 year MBA because people don't know that there are two times where you can fill the form of ISB. There is the first form, there is
mhm,
a second form. There are a lot of things. That's how the college is different. So I want you to
mhm.
tell me some experience about you getting into ISB. What is the selection criteria? How important is the profile for getting into ISB? How important is the GMAT score and everything like that?
Mhm. Okay, so thankfully, I was lucky enough that I applied to the ISB for the first time and I got in. I didn't have to reapply. Um ISB evaluates candidates on three major fronts. First is academic record. So while there is no minimum grades criteria, but a good academic record is an indicator that the candidate will be able to, you know, cope up with the rigorous program that PGP is. This 1 year program is jam packed with all the good subjects, all the activities, all the speaker sessions, and industry connect, and shadow the CEO, and everything is jam packed into this 1 year. So it's a very, very rigorous program. So a good GMAT score or graduation GPA does not guarantee an admission, but neither does a poor GPA eliminate a candidate.
Okay.
Second is the leadership attributes that ISP admissions committee looks for. ISP prepares future business leaders, that we say. So the admissions committee takes initiative to bring out the leadership attributes of candidates and select the people who have taken some initiatives or have generated some impact in the society or in their workplace or in their college, in their school, anywhere. And third is the personal attributes that ISB looks for. See, PGP is an extremely fast paced and rigorous program that I already said. So, pressure handling capability, then involvement in co curriculars, which actually helps you in managing stress, moral integrity, communication skills. These are some factors which are extremely important for a candidate. And the most important thing is diversity and what you can bring to the class of ISP. There are 900 people in one batch at ISP. You have to be one of those 900 and the diverse one. You have to bring in something new to the class every day. So
Okay.
And this is what ISB looks for in a candidate. But I would also say, okay, while finalizing your B school, what a student should look for in a B school is the mutual fit. We get into a rat race. We say our neighbor has got into IIM Ahmedabad or ISB, so I should also get into an IIM or ISB, or for any school that matter. It's also applicable for IITs. But candidates should see the mutual fit. What is their goal 5 years or 10 years down the line? Which school fits with their goals, profile, and then just decide on the school and admissions, budget 100%, and definitely he or she will do.
Okay. Okay, so Samriddhi, it was a good explanation about the people who should choose a good B school, or how, on what criteria they should choose a good B school. But I wanted to ask you, what is the minimum GMAT score they look for? What is the minimum GPA they look for? There's nothing like that,
Yeah,
or there's
nothing,
a
nothing.
lot of weightage of interview.
The lot of weightage of your profile. You
Okay,
have to bring in the diversity there.
okay,
See, GPA is never a make or break. GMAT score is never a make or break for ISP. People with GMAT score as low as 640 have gotten in, and with as high as 780 have been rejected.
okay.
So it's just a component of admission, but it doesn't play a major role.
So
Major role
what?
is your profile, how you project yourself.
Okay, so like, see, I will be projecting myself only when I get an interview. So before even getting an interview, I have to fill the form. Now, during the filling of the form, what are the do's and don'ts which you will suggest?
Okay, so during the form filling process, see, it's an extensive process. We have to write at least two essays for a fresh applicant, three essays for a reapplicant. We also have to get an LOR. Then the application itself is very detailed.
Okay,
uh, so those two essays, generally the topic revolves around, one is about the diversity, like I've been saying again and again, this is one thing that ISB focuses a lot on. So generally the first essay is about the diversity that you will bring into the class. Second essay is what you have done till now, what decisions you have taken in your career, and what are your short term long term goals, and how do you fit is how do you see ISB getting a fit in your goals. That is what ISB wants the candidates to think critically, analyze critically whether ISB is a good school for them or not. You have to give in much thought to write these two essays. Then ISB will decide whether this candidate is fit for ISB or not. But before that, you yourself will realize, you will introspect during writing these essays. You yourself will realize whether this school is good for you or not. Once you are, and you have to be very, true to yourself in these essays, because whatever you have written here will ultimately come out in interviews. And the interviewer sitting there can understand whether you are telling your story or you are telling somebody else's story and presenting it as your own. So
okay,
these two essays are the primary criteria. Then there is LOR, which you have to get from your someone, your colleague or your boss or your super boss or your client, somebody. Again, LOR, yeah, there is one thing that students generally mistake here. They think if they get an LOR from an MD or CEO of their company, that would be good, that would be better, rather than taking it from their immediate reporting manager, because the manager is on a lower level, CEO is on a higher level, and blah blah blah. But uh, it's always better to get LOR from your reporting manager, the person you have worked with day in and day out, because they would be knowing all your strengths. They would be able to present it in a good manner. They will be knowing your areas of improvement, which is also one of the questions in LOR. So these are the things which a candidate has to keep in mind. It is an extensive process. It's a time taking process. You have to take out at least 2 weeks for for making a good application. This is
Okay.
after GMAT. You have to prepare for
Yeah, yeah.
GMAT, appear for
Yeah.
GMAT, take a good score, and then at least 2 weeks to prepare a good application, a make or break application.
Okay, okay, okay. So that's good. That's quite a detailed explanation of how to get into ISB. I think this will help the students a lot. Now, secondly, I want to ask you, what is the COVID impact on ISB and the jobs, and what are your suggestions? Because the students are coming back to the faculties and they are asking that whether they should go for an MBA or not. There are certain people who are doing a very
Yeah.
stable job. So, if you would have been working in a PSU, and like in the similar situation, you should have got into ISB right now. Will you have joined the college or
Yeah.
not? That's a big question.
Very, very pertinent question. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, one thing to note here is ISB always gives a chance of deferment. You
Okay.
can any day defer your course, a logical explanation. You can defer your admit to next year or next to next year. Uh, Now, coming to whether it's a good time to do MBA or not. So, normally, an economic recession is considered the best time to take a career break and ride out the recession at B school. Okay, and they make that MBA, an effective bridge to a promotion or to a career switch. But we all know these are not normal times. This is not a normal economic recession.
Yes. Yes.
And on campus courses, MBA is all about experience, the experience that you get there in 1 year or 2 years, the network that you build there. So on campus MBAs are being taught online, that is hampering experience. Then there are travel restrictions. You cannot get international students to your campus. International faculties have opted out this year because for sole reasons they cannot travel. There are restrictions there. So this all is drastically limiting the exposure that an MBA provides. Which is of course, which will hamper peer-to-peer learning experience, because we used to sit day in and day out in our study groups and brainstorm on assignments, have and never ending discussions and debates and whatnot. This all won't be happening. It's not likely to happen in next 2 or 3 months. So and yeah, of course, placements have taken a hit alone. So there is a workforce reduction, there are furloughs. So of course, companies won't be going for full-fledged placements like last year or last to last year. So I feel that this is not a good time to start MBA, but it's a good time to start preparing for MBA.
Okay.
You can plan on studying for your GMAT. You can start with your GMAT prep, appear for GMAT, prepare a very nice application, and uh, vaccine is expected by the end of this year or maybe early next year. Things will start getting back to normal. Campuses will reopen. Students and faculty will come back to campuses because they can travel. International exchange programs will start. So it will again start getting normal. But this all may take a while, that is 6 months or 7 months. So it's a good time to start preparing for MBA. And but yeah, campuses will get normal, but economy will take some time to recover.
Okay.
Then it would be a normal economic recession. So it's good to ride out the recession at a B school. Join the school next year, come out with flying colors in 2 years, and then you land up with a good job, you have a nice promotion or the career switch that you wanted.
Okay. Okay. And what about the work experience required in ISB? Like, there are certain people who have just have a work experience of 1 or 2 years who land into ISB, and then there are certain people who are not able to land into ISB even after a work experience of 5 years or 6 years. So, how relevant is work
Yes.
experience before getting into ISB?
Yeah, so there is a minimum work ex criteria of 2 years. This ISP feels that having a work ex provides students with a platform to build on during studies. You can relate to your own experience. When you're sitting in a classroom, you're having a case discussion, and then you can relate it to your experience and apply management theory to your existing practical knowledge. So there is a minimum criteria of 2 years. We have three entry programs. One is YLP, Young Leaders Program. Second is EEO, that is early entry, and third is the normal admit that people with more than 2 years of experience get through GMAT and all. A specific work-ex is again not a make or break for ISP, unless if you have a good profile, nothing can stop you from getting an admit into ISB. It doesn't matter whether you have an experience of 2 years or 10 years.
Okay.
Even in my batch and in all the batches, we had people with experience of 13 years, 12 years. We had a Kargil war hero with an experience of 25 years in army. And we had YLPs with just 2 years of experience or 23 months of experience.
Yes, yes.
So you have to have a good profile, you have to have a clear line of thought, and you will get into ISP. Average class average is generally around 4.5 or 5 years.
Okay.
That doesn't stop you. You will have companies lined up for you during placements, whether you are with 6 years of experience or 2 years of experience. So it doesn't matter.
Yes, yes. Okay, Samriddhi. So thanks a lot, and I think you have motivated a lot of students. You will motivate a lot of students when this will go live. And I was also, like, that I was into entrepreneurship, and I was also stuck after COVID how to go about it, because I was
Yeah.
personally into the entertainment sector, and that has taken a major hit. Okay, so that the reason why I joined an academy, so that I found a lot of students who are demotivated because of COVID. A lot of individuals who are demotivated, and they are not
Hmm.
understanding. So I wanted to, not only me, but I wanted to do this talk series so that I expose all the students who are a pass out from the top B school, and share their experience about it. And I saw a lot of change in you, because I think I met you before you went into ISB, and I saw a very positive transformation in you in the last one, because we have never met in last 1 year, because you were super busy in your.
Right.
Okay, so I met Ishan sir a lot of times, but not you. So that ways I find a very good positive transformation. A lot of things have changed, and I just want to tell students, yes, you should keep on preparing, if not joining. That's the feedback from Samriddhi, who is somebody who's a pass out from ISB. That's the important takeaway from this thing. And thanks a lot for coming here, motivating the students, because all the people need a lot of motivation. And I think the kind of positivity you have brought in, especially for me as well, because I am also personally motivated after this interview to study or to teach,
Oh,
whatever it
I'm
is.
glad. Thank you
Okay,
so much, Raj.
so
Thank you for this opportunity. And yeah, I hope have been able to clear some things around ISB and admissions and applications and all, and life at ISB. And I just want to leave with a parting thought here that one of our alums once said, "What doesn't kill you only make you an ISBN."
okay,
So this is a roller coaster ride. Trust me, you will be surviving on coffee with that adrenaline rush and all, but this is gonna be the best year of your life.
yeah.
Definitely.
So see,
So
I
if
want to tell all my aspirants, this is the way you sell things. Okay, so you just see how she pitched ISB, and this is the way you have to pitch things. This is the way you do the job. This is the way, the kind of energy she is having, and there should be no doubts in your head whether you should do an MBA or not. Okay, and this interview is the perfect example for that, because the kind of, see, when you talk to somebody who's a pass out from XLRI or ISB, or we were taking the interview of somebody who's a pass out from XLRI 2 or 3, the kind of energy they bring in, the kind of emotional connect they have with their college in the top 10 or 20 B schools, you
true.
can't match that energy. Okay, you can't match that energy, because in ISB I've taken the first interview of ISB and I see that energy, and this energy I found in IIM Ahmedabad or XLRI or somewhere, and that's why these are the top 3 or 4 colleges in India. Okay, and
True.
this is where it comes in, because the kind of students who are passing out from ISB are very, very different from a normal B school graduate. Okay, so thanks a lot, Samriddhi. I just want to give a brief to the students about an academy, and then I will close this. And so I just want to tell you that uh, these are the subscription model for an academy. You can start from a 1 month or up to a 24 months. This is my code, which is RKUS. Okay, and this is the channel of an academy, which is Let's Crack Management Exams, where this talk series will be uploaded, and everything will be here. So you can watch all the lectures for CAT, GMAT, everything. You will get all the gyan related to management examination in this channel. You can subscribe to a Telegram channel as well, and this is my code, which is RKUS. Use this code, you will get a subscription. You will get a discount on the subscription fees by 10%. Okay. Okay, so final goodbye, Samriddhi. Thanks a lot for coming. Thanks a lot for helping us out to get some knowledge about ISB. And I hope we reconnect again maybe after 6 months or 8 months when the students will have a lot of doubts on clearing the personal interviews. Let's see how it goes,
Sure, sure.
because everything is turned online and everybody wants to do the online sessions. It would have been very difficult for me to personally see. These are the positive impacts of COVID as well. So we are here, we are
Right.
able to think like this because we have no other option. Otherwise, I used to teach in Gurgaon and it was very difficult to call everybody. Okay, so these lectures are
Right,
going every
right.
day. Okay, okay, bye bye, thanks a
Thank you,
lot.
Rajul. Thank you. Bye bye.
Let's meet soon or after COVID.
Bye bye.